Wes, hi, mean friend, and welcome to yet another video. My dear friends, please look at the screen now. This has been a matter of discussion for a long time now, and what is in question, actually? The fact that there is kind of a civil war within Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm, as of now, between two, groups. So the first one being the supporters of Kathleen Kennedy, and the other group, the supporters of Jon Favreau. Of course, some people think that Jon Favreau wants to stay very close to the vision of George Lucas and what he would have done to the Star Wars franchise. And Kathleen Kennedy, of course, is doing the opposite now. If you want to know my opinion, I am somewhere in the middle. I don't think there is a huge civil war per se. I don't think that there would be a tremendous struggle between the two. I wouldn't say that George Favreau is like a guy that would try to honor George Lucas, and that he would be his disciple along with Dave Filoni. They're considered to be, kind of a duo, them working on The Mandalorian together, and, before that, Dave Filoni on The Clone Wars. There are people who are absolutely, not believers in this particular idea. There are people who believe in it. You will never know, of course, but let us dive into the article by bounding into comics that is providing us with some interesting rumor. And I'm covering this because I'm a tremendous Star Wars fan and always have been. And I hate what Star Wars is doing, what Disney is doing to Star Wars. But I also belong among the people who can admit that I did indeed enjoy The Mandalorian. So let us dive in, and then I will provide you with some more takes of mine. Wild rumor claims Jon Favreau walked away from the Book of Boba Fett, threatened to quit Lucasfilm and Star Wars after Kathleen Kennedy's allegedly incessant meddling. A wild rumor claims that The Mandalorian creator and executive producer Jon Favreau threatened to quit Lucasfilm and Star Wars after allegedly incessant meddling from Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy. This rumor comes from YouTuber Overlord DVD, who first laid out a number of times when Kennedy and her allies reportedly meddled with Favreau's vision for The Mandalorian and its spin-offs. Now, I have noticed that bounding into comics, they have covered videos by Overlord DVD quite a lot, in the recent months. But I want to ask you, my dear friends, because I don't follow this particular YouTuber in question. I don't follow many YouTubers at all. So, there are a lot of rumors that he's coming up with, so has anything really been confirmed? Now, I am not saying that, he's making these things up. I am just asking you, quite honestly, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much indeed for that. And the article continues. Overlord DVD claims that Kennedy interfered by orchestrating the firing of Gina Carano, cancelling the previously announced Rangers of the New Republic series that would have starred Carano, mandating the Space Vespers be included in the Book of Boba Fett, and changing scripts in the Book of Boba Fett to ensure that Grogu reunited with Din Djarin, despite Djarin handing Grogu off to Luke Skywalker in the end of The Mandalorian Season 2. Specifically on Kennedy's interference on the Book of Boba Fett, Overlord DVD noted Kennedy's alleged next move against Favreau was corrupting the Book of Boba Fett. She couldn't directly interfere with his production, but Kennedy is clever, devilishly clever. When she saw that Robert Rodriguez wanted to introduce the idiotic Vespers into the Book of Boba Fett, and Favreau hated the idea, Kennedy approached the marketing department and got them to say, "Oh yes, we can sell those. Let's make it happen." As a result, Favreau was so disgusted. Well, by the way, have you seen any merchandise of those particular Vespas in question? I haven't. As a result, Favreau was so disgusted, he said, "F it. Let them do whatever the hell they want. I'm going to go off and work on Ahsoka in peace," Overlord DVD added. Favreau allegedly walking away from the show resulted in a disastrous story and product, so much so that the upper management allegedly had to be Favreau to come back, editing please, and fix it, but it was too late to do much except insert some Mandalorian episodes, to cut a few Book of Boba Fett scripts and hold his nose. Next, Overlord DVD detailed the reunification of Din Djarin and Grogu in the Book of Boba Fett. He explained clearly Favreau planned to have Grogu to go train with Luke and become a Jedi. It was a heartbreaking and final episode of Mandalorian Season 2, and it proved that Favreau had a master plan for all his series, and it was a damn good plan. But Kennedy, or someone in her camp, or maybe just an idiot in upper management, said, "Oh no, Baby Yoda is the only Star Wars story that's selling right now. We can't lose Baby Yoda. We need to put Baby Yoda back with Din Djarin." This was the height of stupidity, a spectacularly awful decision that truly effed up everything Jon Favreau was planning, Overlord DVD asserted. Yeah, well, the fact that Grogu is the only Star Wars story that's selling is not really true. From what I have been observing, they will always sell original and prequel trilogy action figures. So, there you go. After detailing the pointless nature of having Grogu reunited with Din Djarin in the Book of Boba Fett after being taken by Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, Overlord DVD asserts this, it seems, that was the last straw for Jon Favreau. He had effing had it, according to reports. Overlord DVD then noted Favreau went directly to Chapek with this problem, and an anonymous source informed the YouTuber, well, to be honest, at this point Jon Favreau was beyond frustrated and was ready to quit. He was sick of being told he had freedom to do what he wanted just to get it ripped out from underneath him. He continued, so Favreau walked into Bob Chapek's office the next Monday and told Chapek, "I'm done. I don't care about my contract. You can give it to Kathy and let her hang it on her wall and watch a $1 billion franchise burn." According to the source, Chapek asked what he could do to make Favreau stay. Favreau responded to this inquiry, saying, "I get to make Mando Season 3 the way I want. No outside influences, especially Kathy." Who knows how accurate this rumor actually is. However, back in 2021, as part of the second episode of Disney Gallery The Mandalorian, titled Making of Season 2 Finale, Favreau gushed praises of Kathleen Kennedy. He opened the episode stating, "I think there's an interplay with storytellers and the people you're telling the story to. You find that the emotions run very deep with Star Wars, and people's relationship, especially people who grew up with it from a young age, feel a lot of connection to it." He continued, "I think the one consistent thing I'm feeling is that people care deeply that it's being handled correctly and that it's being handled respectfully. It meant so much to them, and they want to see it continue into the future and feel like it's all connected with consistency." Favreau then went on to praise Kennedy. "And we're very lucky that between Lucasfilm and Kathy, the whole group that we have are incredibly supportive and encouraging." He didn't stop there. Later in the episode, while discussing bringing back Mark Hamill to play Luke Skywalker, he offered more praise for the Lucasfilm president, saying, "Kathy Kennedy, we brought in very early on this conversation, and Kathy, first and foremost, is a great producer, and producers figure out ways to make things happen that are creatively exciting to the storytellers." Well, I don't think that she's that much, good. He continued, "Not only does she understand how to create an environment where we can have all the tools that we need to explore and experiment and be creative, but also knows what it takes to incubate ideas and understands the significance of when you do it right, what that can represent." The first episode of The Mandalorian Season 3 as on Disney Plus on March the 1st, 2023. The official synopsis reads, "The journeys of the Mandalorian through the Star Wars galaxy continue. Once a lone bounty hunter, Din Djarin has reunited with Grogu. Meanwhile, the New Republic struggles to lead the galaxy away from its dark history. The Mandalorian will cross paths with old allies and make new enemies as he and Grogu continue their journey together." Well then, so what do you think about it, my dear friends? I've already stated what I thought. I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. But I also think that they should just leave Star Wars be. Just leave it be. But that's just me. I'm a guy who is not a fan of prequels, sequels. I am a fan of the Star Wars prequels, but post-Disney acquisition, let's say. I'm not a fan of post-Disney acquisition Star Wars, and I don't want it to exist anymore. All right, so that's settled. But let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that will be all. Thank you very much for watching, and Amarie.